about photos today. It's Sunday, September 10th, 2023, and today it's sponsored by Martin Fleischer. Thank you so much for sponsoring our class today. We really appreciate it, and we couldn't run without all of your support, especially Martin today. Okay, so welcome. Again, it was sponsored by Martin Fleischer, and we're constantly looking for sponsors for our upcoming classes. So you're interested for only $15 to sponsor a class, you can email info@mittlerseniortech.com, and we'd really appreciate it. It's really something that keeps this program going. So we always like to start off our classes with what our mission is. So our mission, it is the responsibility of the younger generation to educate seniors about technology. The goal of Miller Senior Technology is to cure the issue of social isolation within senior communities and to help seniors feel connected with our new world of technology. Our personalized classes strive to educate seniors on how to communicate with friends and family in the manner in which the world is accustomed to today, and how to use technological tools to enhance and simplify their daily lives, changing the world one senior at a time. This is our mission. Okay, so we have actually some updated statistics from last season. So now we've taught over 3,500 seniors in over 10 different countries, and we've taught over 450 classes. So our numbers are constantly growing, and our goal is to constantly be improving and growing these numbers. All right, so what is the agenda for today? What does a class about photos even mean? So today we're going to be teaching you guys how to take a photo, how to share a photo, how to organize your photos once you've already taken some, and possibly, if we have time, potentially how to edit photos that you take. Okay, so first off, on your phone, where do you take a photo? What do the photos app look like? So on your right, you see this gray box and a camera inside of it. That's the camera app, and this is where you're going to be taking your pictures. And on the left, with all the different colors and almost a flower, is the Photos app. This is where you could find all the different photos that you have taken in the past, or even if you've taken 5 minutes ago. So we're going to go through kind of what you use each one for. They're very similar and are kind of both under the umbrella of photography. Okay, so first up, we're going to be teaching you guys how to take a photo. So Nathan Hiltzik is going to be showing us how to take a photo.
Hey guys, I'm Nathan Hiltzik, and I will be explaining how to take photos. So the great thing about the Photos app on the iPhone is that it's way more just complex than just being able to take a photo. There's so many other things they are able to do with the app. So first thing, Avi, you want to go to the next slide? So the first thing we're going to be looking at is how to actually access this camera app. So of course, the first thing we're obviously going to do is we're going to open up our phone, start in the lock screen. We're going to open it up, and either what you could do is, as you can see to the right, there's that gray box with the camera. There's a yellow dot, and if you click on that, you're going to be able to access the Photo app. Now, let's say if you're having a difficult time finding it, you're able to go to this search on your phone and search for this app. So really, that's just where you're going to click on to first enter the app. The next thing, so I'm going to open on. So the next thing we're going to be explaining is all the different and cool features of this actual camera app. So, I know you want to open up to the phone. Okay, so perfect. There we go. So as Amiel, what he just did was he entered the Photo app. So the first thing he's going to go to is, Amiel, first go to time lapse. Okay, so as you can see right now, we are seeing what is in front of Amiel. So the first thing that we see is called time lapse, right? So this is not, you're not taking a photo here. This is actually a video. Now the difference between the time lapse and a regular video is time lapse speeds everything up. So when you take a video on time lapse, right, when you're taking it, it's going to look totally normal. But after you finish, you click end, that red button. After you finish taking the time lapse, it then goes into that little on the left corner of the screen. It will go there and you will look at it, and it is a sped up version of video. So, I mean, I haven't used this that often, but it's a cool feature. And let's say you wanted to take like what I've done one of these times is you take like a video of you doing a cool thing and kind of speeds it up and makes it look cool. It's like one of those cool features. You may not be using it a lot. It's not that helpful with anything, but it's one of those awesome features that Apple has. The next one, if we swipe it to the left, so all you have to do is to go to the next thing is just swipe to the left. So now we have slow-mo. Slow-mo is pretty much the opposite of time-lapse. Slow-mo is exactly what it sounds like. It's a slow motion video. So when you take a video, it's going to look totally normal when you're actually taking it. But then when you end the video again, it will go to that bottom left square, and you click on that. It is slow-mo. So slow-mo, I think, is honestly a really cool feature. Like you're able to do some very funny things with it, some great things. I think it is honestly more like better. I think it's better honestly than the time lapse, but it's a really cool feature of the Photos app. So the next one is slide to the right again, and so this is going to be a feature that you're going to be using a lot. This is the video. This is a regular video. It's not sped up or slowed down at all. You're going to be using this a lot to take videos of, let's say, your grandkids, maybe your kids, maybe just good moments. Let's say if you're at some type of events, this is what you'll be using. Because when you're at events or when you're at these cool places, you wouldn't want to use slow-mo or time-lapse. You want to use regular video. Now, the next, if you slide to the right again, we then have photo. Now, this is the single-handedly probably most used feature of camera because this is photo. Once you click that white button, boom, it's a photo. You use photos for everything. Anything in my life you could think about, for school, for work, for just hanging out with family, anything literally in life, you can take a photo. It's great for capturing memories. And this one I'd say is pretty crucial. This and video are the two most important ones, I'd say. So if you scroll to the right again, now this I think is a really cool feature of this app. So what Portrait is, it is taking a picture, but what it is, it's enhancing a picture by using natural light, by using these other options of making this picture look really cool. And so the main difference of this and taking a regular photo is it makes the photos look better in a way. And so you'll have to actually stand 8 feet away from the people, but it blurs out the background and kind of focuses on who you're taking the photo of. So you'll usually be taking pictures when you're usually taking pictures of landscapes or taking pictures of events. You don't really want to use this because it focuses on like people. So when you're usually in an event or you're trying to capture bigger scale things, you want to use the photo. But when you're using the portrait app, if you're using the portrait feature, it's usually of people, of family members, and it's really capturing their faces, blurring out the background, and it can really uplift the picture and make it look better. Now the next one we start to the right again, and it's Pano. So Pano I really don't use that much, but really all it is it's taking a large scale, like you're able to take you're able to take in this pretty much like a long photo by just moving your phone. You have to keep your hand still, and you move your phone across that line with the arrow. Now, the hard part about this, honestly, I messed this up today, like all the time, is you have to make sure you keep the arrow on the line, or else the photo will look messed up. So I don't really recommend using this. The only time I really think about using this is like, let's say if you're like in a stadium or like a really large area and you can't really capture it with just a photo, the photo, like just the photo itself. You're able to move your hand across the screen. You'll move the arrow across the yellow line. And yeah, and I don't really love this feature. As I said before, it's one of those cool features that the photo app has, but it's a cool feature. If you want to try it out sometime, then it's great. Okay, so the next thing we'll be getting into is the actual logistics of this. So I will scroll back to the photo. Perfect photo. Good. So in order to actually take the videos, the photos, the pano, all these different features, in order to actually capture capture what you're looking at, you have to click the shutter button. So what the shutter button is, it's that white button at the bottom of the screen, straight in the middle. So how are you going to click? Yeah, right there, circle. That is crucial because you could be pointing your camera at something, but you won't be able to capture the moment. And this is really, really crucial because I see so many people today actually struggle with clicking that button, and you'll have this great moment of, like, let's say if you're on like a tour or something in another cool place, you're trying to capture a photo. You have to click that shutter button in order for you to get that video, photo, slow-mo, portrait. And a lot of times you'll miss out on the opportunity to take it if you don't click that button. So for the photo, it's white. For the video, it's red. For the slow-mo, it's red. And for the time-lapse, it's red. For the portrait, it's white. Yeah, as Amiel was showing, the video's red. And so what's actually different between the photo and the video is the photo, you just have to click it once, and boom, you'll be able to have that photo in your cloud, in your memory, you'll have it. But for the video, as Amiel showed, you click it once, boom, it's on the bottom left corner. Now the problem is the video. It's not a problem, but with the video, it's a little different. Not only do you have to click it once, Amiel want to demonstrate. Go to video, Amiel, real quick. So once you click that button, the shutter button, now you're actively taking the video. But in order for you to actually get that video and keep it, you have to click that button again. And so you know that you took it again when it goes to that left button, and also it turns back to that. It takes up the whole area of the white circle. So it's really crucial that you click that shutter button. Now the next button is the flip button. So that's gonna be at the bottom right with those two arrows. And so what this flip button does is it shows either what's gonna be in front of you or what is gonna be of you. So Aviel, you want to quickly show your face. Boom, there's Aviel. So what he did was he just flipped the camera. And so this is whether you can take a selfie with this, or you want to take a picture in front of you, or you want to take a picture of yourself. Now the great part about the iPhone is that there are two different cameras. There's one that's on like the front of the camera, and there's one on the behind of the camera. Now the thing is, usually, I mean, you could take with the camera that's on the home screen, like the front that you're looking at all the time. That's gonna really just be for selfies and stuff. But then once you flip it, that's gonna be what's behind the photo. That's what's gonna be in front of you, and that's gonna be really the one that you're gonna be using the most. But yeah, they're both great features. The next we have is the photos button. So the photos button is at the bottom left of the screen. That is where all your videos, your photos, everything you just took will be. So Aviel, you want to click on that bottom left or circle it? Perfect. So right there, Aviel just took all these pictures. And so in order for you to see them, because you obviously want to see how your picture came out, you click on the bottom left of your screen and you're able to see the video or the photo that you just took. Now, this is obviously a great feature because let's say you took a photo, but you're not really happy with it. So you'll look at the bottom left of the screen and you'll say, oh, like this looks great. This doesn't look great. Let me take another one. This is a really great feature because you're able to see right after you took the photo of what you just took. So it's a really great feature to be able to see whether you're happy with it or whether you're not. The next thing we're going to be demonstrating is the zooming in and zooming out. So another great feature of this app is you're able to zoom in and out. So Aviel, if you want to zoom in really quick, so Aviel will zoom in on his textbook, let's say. So all you do to get these features, you use your fingers and screw, kind of like zoom in on your phone and look at it. You're able to zoom in this much on your phone. So as you can tell, this is 3 times. So Aviel has zoomed in 3 times on this app, on the photo. And so this is really, I think, this is another really great feature because let's say if you're at some type of event or trying to capture something very like small within, let's say if you're trying to capture something very specific, you're able to really zoom in and capture not the whole image, but what you're really trying to look for. And same thing, Aviel, you want to zoom out real quick. So this Aviel is just doing the exact opposite. And what this does is it's zooming out, you're getting really the full picture in a way. You're getting not just those textbooks, but you're getting the 2 computers that Aviel's on, you're getting the great view of New York City. You're really getting everything. So this is called 0.5. And this is really easy to do. You just zoom in or zoom out on the photo, or you're able to use you see where it says 0.5 or 1, you're able to scroll there too. So it's another really cool feature. I like doing this a lot when I'm like at sporting events and I'm trying to like really capture a player or something. You can zoom in or you're standing and I think the 0.5 feature is really awesome because it makes your pictures look really cool. But it's up to you. It's a very cool feature. The next, we're going into these really cool aspects of photos. So Aviel, if you want to click, so on the top left of the screen, Aviel, you want to circle the flash button. So there are a lot of really cool other features, these little cool features. So yeah, as Aviel just pointed to, that is the flash. So what the flash is, it allows the picture that you're about to have, there's going to be a light that pops up, and what it's going to do is it's going to give that photo light exposure. So Amiel, you want to take a picture with a flash. I don't know if it'll look very different, but what it does is it flashes a light when you take that picture. So this is good maybe when you're in dark places, where you're trying to get like a lit up picture. Maybe the lighting's not so great, but really it's up to you. Like you'll be able to tell whether you want flash or not. And all you do to get flashes, you'll click on the flash, and when you don't want flash, you'll see that there's a line over it, and that means you're not taking the flash. So flash is really preferable. Either you want it or you don't want it. So it's really up to you whether you want the flash or not. The next photo the next set of photo that we're able to capture is on the top right of the screen. So an important thing to say is that these features of the flash, the live photo, these only come with the photo. These don't come with the slow-mo or the video or the time lapse. These only come with the photo specifically. So the photo in the camera app has the most different types of things you're able to do with it. That's why I think it's probably the greatest one, because if that's not with portrait, it's not with pano, it's just specifically with photo. So now I'm gonna get the live photo. What this is, it's when you take a photo, it's technically like obviously you're gonna take a picture to demonstrate, turn on the live photo. I explain it as it's like a short video, but it's not a video. So obviously good, perfect. And then click on it on the bottom of the screen. And so if he holds down on it, it's kind of like a short video of like a photo. So it's a photo, and you can kind of see like what happens in the live. So obviously demonstrate one more time. You hold down, and as you see, he moved the camera, and he it's like a photo video. It's a short video that's a photo. But yeah, it's another great feature. So then, obviously, if you want to click on that arrow that's faced up in the middle of the screen, this is when you're able to have so many options of things with your photo. So obviously, if you want to click on it, all you do is just click on the perfect. So now there are so many other options you're able to do here. As we explained, there's the flash, which is that lightning bolt. Then there's those bunch of circles, which is the live video. The 4:3 is obviously, if you want to click on the 4:3 ratio thing that looks like that. So this is honestly how large what your photo is going to look like. So it's 4:3. Obviously, you want to click on square. Square, it's just like what you're taking a picture of. So square is kind of smaller. Then you have, go to the, I'll click on it one more time to show them the big version. Then there's a 16:9, which is a larger. So this you won't really be playing with that much. You usually will be on the normal one. But yeah, I'll be able to click on the next one. Not that one, the next one. Yeah, so this one is also a really cool feature. I don't really use this one a lot, but this is light exposure. So obviously, if you want to scroll back and forth on it, so you're able to really control what the light exposure is. So if you want a lot of light, if you don't want so much light, all you can do is scroll left to right with your finger on this, and you're able to make it the light exposure very dark. So as you can see, it's kind of dark in Aviel's room, or you can scroll up and it'll be really light in Aviel's room. So I don't really use it that much. Usually you want to stay on one, but it's just another one of those great features. Then we'll have timer. So timer, I actually think, is really underrated, a very good way of taking photos, because let's say you want to capture, so there's an off option, there's 3 seconds option, and 10 seconds. It's 10-second option. The 3-second option is what you'll do is you'll press 3, you'll click on the shutter button, that big white button, and you're able to actually make it count on 3, 2, 1, and then it'll take a photo. Or the 10-second one, and it'll be the 10-second countdown. And so what these are really good for is, let's say there's no one that can really take a photo for you. You can place the phone down, and as you can see, it counts on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it takes the photo, and you don't have to click anything. It does it by itself. So that's another really great one. And the final one is the most to the right with the different circles. This one you can rarely use. It's another one of those fun type options, and it's these like different filters. So you have vivid, warm, vivid, cool. As you can see, it makes the photos kind of look cool. If you want to get into that or not, usually I'd recommend just staying with the normal. You're trying to capture things, because this can kind of mess with it. But as you can see, it's a cool type of feature, and I think that's it, guys. Those are all the cool features of the photo. And thank you. Have a great time.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for going over our Photos app. Just to reiterate a couple of things, because I know that was a lot of information. The main point is when you open the Photo app, on the bottom, there are a lot of different options. So there's a photo, a video, slow-mo, time-lapse, panorama. And the important thing is that you're on the correct setting depending on what you want to do. So if you'd like to take a photo, make sure that you're on the photo setting. If you'd like to take a video, make sure you're on the video setting. Another thing that I just wanted to reiterate is that in order to take the photo or take the video, the little circle, which is the shutter button, you have to click on it. So for a photo, you click on it once, the shutter button, and for a video, you have to click on it once to start the video, and you have to click on it again to stop the video. And then the other things that we went over after we explained all the different settings, like whether you want to take a video or a photo, is how to see your video or photo, which is in the bottom left corner. And one of other really important point is depending on whether you're taking a photo of yourself, taking a photo of someone else or something that you're looking at, which is done on the bottom right of the Photo app. And yeah, those were just the main points. I know this was a lot of information, but bottom line is that you understand the different settings that you could be in and how to just take the regular photo. So once you have all these photos, let's say you're at a family gathering and you're in charge of taking the photos of your grandchildren. And then your son asks you, hey, can you please send me all the pictures that you took today? So you have to figure out, how do I share these photos with my son? So now we're going to show you how to share photos. So we're going to be sharing photos. Okay, so these are what the sharing photos applications look like. It's kind of a box with an arrow or a almost like greater than or equal to sign. And now I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually share the photos. One second. Okay, Amiel, this isn't working so well. Can you help me? One second. Sorry, guys.
Just try one more time.
Okay, try one more time. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, okay, wait, I think I got it. Okay. So now I'm going to be showing you guys how to share photos. So there's two different ways to share a photo. So the first way is to go back into the camera app that we were in previously that Nathan just showed you all how to use. So you're going to go to your camera app, and if you're going to click on the bottom left corner to any picture that you've recently taken. So I'm on my camera app and I'm going to click in the bottom left corner. And I took just recently a random photo of my computer. So I'm looking at my photo and I'm like, okay, I want to send this photo to my dad. So if you see in the bottom left corner, like I showed you before, there's the little box with an arrow. And I'm going to click on that box with the arrow. And it's going to show me a lot of different options. So the best way, in my opinion, to actually share the photo is by text message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the message app, and it says to, and I'm going to type in the person that I want to share the photo with. So I want to share it with my dad, and then it's going to come up as daddy. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click the arrow in the right side of my screen. And then it sent that photo. So now if I go into my messages and I go to my dad, you could see it delivered. Okay. Then let's say you'd like to share multiple photos. So sharing multiple photos in your camera app is sometimes slightly difficult because you have to do it's just a little harder. So what you can do is you could go into your Photos app, which is the one that we showed before. It's a little bit more colorful on the outside. I'm going to go into my Photos app, and I want to share a lot of different photos. So what I'm going to do is in the top right corner, it says select. So I'm going to click the select button. And now if I tap on photos, it'll come with a little blue check. So I'm going to tap on, I want to share all of these photos. And now if the photo has a blue check in the bottom right of the photo, that means it's selected. And now again, I'm going to click on that box with the arrow. I'm going to go into messages, and I'm going to send it to my dad again. And in the bottom right corner, press the arrow. And if I go back into messages, I sent all of these photos to him. That makes sense. Okay, so again, just to reiterate, there's two different ways to share a photo. The first way is in your camera by going in the bottom left, and this is easier to send one photo at a time. And the second way is to go into the Photos app, hit select in the top right corner, and if it has a blue check, that means it's selected, and then you can send it to the person that you want to send it to. And one other thing that I just want to mention is that you don't have to use messages to send these photos. Personally, I think this is the easiest option, but it has other ways. So you could also send it through WhatsApp if that's what you have on your phone, which is similar to messages. You could also send it by email, and you can send it by Gmail. And if you have any social media, you could also send it through social media. So that's how you share photos. Now we're going to have Jordana show us how to actually organize all of our photos once we've actually taken them.
Hi guys, so I'm going to explain how to share the photo, organize the photos like Stella said. Amiel, are you going to share your phone? Amiel? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so now we just learned how to how to share them. Now we're learning how to organize them. So the same way that Stella did sharing photos, it's sort of like the same for organizing them. So we're going to go into the Photos app. And again, we're going to click select. Sorry, we're going to go into recents and then click the select in the top right corner. So Amiel has so many different photos, but they're all looking at the same thing. They're all of his textbooks. And he's like, you know what? I only need one photo of my textbooks. So he's going to click select, and he's going to select on multiple, and he's going to delete them so it's more organized. So he selected a bunch, and it will have a blue check at the bottom right corner. And the delete button is a little trash can in the bottom right corner of his screen. And then it says how many photos you're deleting. So he had 9 photos of the same thing. And he was like, you know what? I don't need that. I only need one of my textbooks. So he can click delete 9 photos. And now they're gone. And now your photos can be much more organized and much more neat instead of the same picture so many times. So let's say you wanted to only delete one thing. It's the same thing. You just click select one, and it'll just say delete one photo. So on the bottom of your phone, it says a bunch of different things. It says search, albums, for you, and library. So what are these different things? So let's go to search first. So here you have a bunch of different things. Let's say you want to see a year ago today. It's Thanksgiving. You want to see what I did last Thanksgiving. So you could, if today was Thanksgiving, it would say a year ago, and you can tap on that and see what happened a year ago. But today's obviously not Thanksgiving. It's just an example. So let's say Amiel wants to search for Thanksgiving. He could search Thanksgiving in the search bar. And this is what Amiel did last Thanksgiving in all of his pictures. Okay. Then Amiel wants to see pictures of his grandpa. He's like, it's his birthday. I want to send him some pictures. I want to say happy birthday. What do I do? Instead of scrolling through all your photos, let's say I have 10,000 photos. That's a lot of photos. How can I find one specific photo of this one person? So in people, you can scroll and you could find who you're looking for. And then once you find one, you tap on it. So you can click anyone, whoever you're looking, or you can search for a person also if you label them. And it could say here, unnamed person, you can label it and you could click on it and it will show you all these photos with that one person. Okay, then we have places. So Amiel did something in Philadelphia and he wanted to see that. So we can click on places and see all these different things. Atlantic Beach, she was there, and it shows you all these pictures that you took in that place. So he was in Tel Aviv, and that's a picture in Tel Aviv. Okay, now we're going to albums. So I have a bunch of photos and I want to label them together in groups. So maybe this is another way to find things easier. So Amiel has a bunch of photos of screenshots and they're all from WhatsApp. So he can select them and put them into an album. And he already did that. So we can select it into, and this is what it would look like. This is all of his WhatsApp things. But let's say we wanted to use the textbook again, because that was what we did last time. So he's going to go back into recents. He's going to click select. He's going to select all the photos of his textbook that he wants together. And it'll have the blue check again. Then he can click the arrow that we did last time for sharing. And it has a box with an arrow on top. And it says add to album. So you can click on that. Then it's going to say, oh, that's the wrong one. Then it's going to say, do you want to use a previous album or do you want to make a new one? So Amiel doesn't have anything of his textbook. So he's going to say new album and just tap on that. It's going to say, oh, let me give this a title. So he can say textbook and then click save. And now how do we access this album? So we're going to go back on the top left and it says albums. And then, oh, right there, it says textbooks. So now Amiel can tap on it and he doesn't have to go searching for this one picture or this multiple picture. It's all in the same section. So what if I wanted to create a shared album? I went to a party with all my grandchildren, all my kids, my entire family, and we all took pictures, but we all want to see these pictures instead of sending it because sending it can get chaotic. So we do the same thing with selecting, but instead of clicking album, we're going to click shared album. So let's do it again with all the textbook pictures. So we're going to click select all these photos. And then we're going to click the same box arrow and we're going to click add to shared album. And then you can pick which album. So shared album, you could click and it'll say like Ella's graduation. You can click new shared album, or if you had a preview shared album with the pictures. And he's making a new one. He's saying textbook, and then he can share it with a bunch of people. So Amiel can now share his textbooks to me. He can type in Jordana, and now I can see all of Amiel's textbooks. And you can look at this, click next, post. And now where do we go to view these? We go to the same place that we went to last time. So we're going to go to photos. We're going to go scroll down to shared albums. And then in the front, it'll say textbook, and you can share it with whoever you'd like. Okay, now there's a bunch of different things. If you scroll down also below, you can see instead of going to the search place to find the people and places, it had right there people, places in the album section, because it's technically an album of people, an album of places. So you can go to either the search or the albums to get those, like to get the people or to get the places of those pictures. Then we have a bunch of media types. Nathan explained videos. Selfies is when you take a picture of yourself. And this is just to create it so it's very organized and very neat, and you don't have to scroll in the big place with all your recent pictures. It's all neatly organized. So if I took one slow-mo, the slow-mo's in the slow-mo section, and you can just tap on it and it'll show you that one slow-mo that Amiel took of his computer. And screenshots, Amiel had to screenshot something from email and he needed to save it to send it to his mom. His schedule, very important. He needs to send it around and he needs to be like, oh mom, here's what I have my schedule like. So you can easily access anything you screenshotted in that place. Okay, and then next to albums, you see For You. So if you tap on the For You on the bottom, it can show you a bunch of different memories. So from September 21st, here's a memory of Amiel in class. And you can scroll and it has different memories. So this is he's exploring something. And then you can scroll down also and there's featured photos. This is a very cute photo of someone. And you can swipe and there's a bunch of different stuff. Amiel's cooking. Look at Amiel cooking mango. And then there's a bunch of albums that someone shared with Amiel. So just like Amiel can share an album with someone can share it with you and you access it in the For You, or you can access it in the albums. And this is a shared album activity. So he just created this album and it's right there. And then sharing suggestions, there's some photos. Maybe Amiel wants to send this to someone. Okay, now let's go to the last one on the left. Okay, so this is, sorry, my computer is not working. But this is the last one, and this is just everything. And you can scroll and see all your pictures and videos, and you can also see certain days or months or years. So if you want to go by the week, by the year, if you had a specific birthday in a year and you were like, oh, in 2014, I want to see what I did on my birthday in that day, you can scroll to 2014. And this is all of the pictures. And this is now he's in 2023 of March. And then if he wants to go back to a different month, he can go to months. And then you can scroll now to September and see what's happening right now. Okay. Then we have messaging. So if I want to send a picture within like the photos, I want to send textbook picture again. So we can either go to the camera or to photos, and we can send the picture of the textbook since it's a very important picture of Amiel's textbook. So we can go either to photos, you can go to recents, library, anything. You tap on the photo you want with either tapping on it, or you can select it, either one. And you can then click the arrow with the box. Doesn't show it, but it was just like how Stella showed it. It's a little box with an arrow, and you can send it to me.
Sorry, 1 sec, it's not working.
Okay, yeah, so now we're just going to show how you could send photos actually through the messaging app. I know this was a lot of information. After we show the messages, I'm going to run through it one more time, just a little bit, kind of reiterating a few of the buttons because I know many of you are not familiar with them, and I'll go through them one more time. And then we wanted to maybe open it up to any questions. So start thinking of any questions, and then if we have time, we might go over how to actually edit a photo that you've taken previously.
All right, so we can go to messages from here instead of photos. Okay, yeah, so the messages, sorry, go back to the home screen one more time. The messages looks like a little cloud in the home screen. Not in, yeah, like right there. It looks like a little like message button or a little cloud, and you could find on your screen it's green and white. And then if you tap on that, that's how you can text someone, but this is how we're going to send a picture. So let's say we go to Stella and we're going to send Stella a picture of my textbooks. So where you can click on if you see that little button that's white with rainbow, that's the photos. That's what we use to select things when we just showed how to organize it. So you can also click it in the messages app and you can tap on one photo and then it'll pop up in the messages bar. So we tap on the textbooks and it shows up right there. And then you can click the blue arrow. But if I want to send multiple, it'll number them. So then I want to send 3 pictures of a textbook. So it'll say 1, 2, 3 on each photo. And then you can click the blue arrow again. But now let's say Stella sent Amiel something. He sent her a picture. So yeah, right there. He sent her a picture of that. So how do I save this photo? So it's circled in the picture, but also I'm going to show you how to save it is the button right next to the picture. It's not a button. It's a button. On your screen, it has the box with the arrow. So again, you're going to click on that to save it, but you notice it's going down because it's going into your photos, and now you saved it into your camera roll. So now you can even see it in Amiel's photos. It has something now he can send it back to her if you needed to fix it or write something on it, or I don't know, edit it if we go into that later. He can just send that great picture and he can write something with it. And then Stella can see, oh, he liked her picture.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jordana. I just want to go over a few things back in the Photos app. So Amiel, can you go back to the Photos app one more time for me, please? Okay, so the few really important things to remember with regard to the Photos app is that you have 4 different options once you open the Photos app. You have your library, which is where you're going to see a couple. Amiel, can you click on library for me? Library, which is where you're going to see all of the different photos that you've taken. You can click on all photos, days, months, and year, with Jordana explains perfectly. And then you have, yeah, perfect. So depending on what you're looking for, then you have your For You button, which is right next to the library, which just suggests a couple different things, shows you some memories. It will create albums for you, or mini like snippets or videos if you've gone on a family vacation and it sees, oh, you've taken so many pictures in this one particular place, and it'll auto generate it for you. Sometimes our phones aren't perfect and it makes a really silly memory or video of very random things, but sometimes it's actually really helpful and something that could be really nice if you just want to see a compilation of photos. Then you have your albums, which is, as Jordana perfectly explained before, is where you could group together different pictures and label them if you want to go back to them in the future. And lastly, we have our search button, which is where you could search for different photos and find photos depending on the people that are in them, the places, or different categories. So this is the main thing that you're going to be using the Photos app for, whereas the camera app you're going to be using to actually take pictures. I'm going to stop here for 1 minute. Does anyone have any questions? I think Marianne has a question.
Yeah, many times, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Many times music is added. How do you do that? It usually does it for me.
In the For You?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think that, Amiel, does it give you an option to make your own memories? No. Okay, I don't think that, I'll look into it. I don't think that there's a way for you to actually add the music into the Photos app. And I think it's just something that it generates for you. But there are other apps that you can use in order to make videos with the music in the background.
Okay.
And if you email us, we would be happy to like assist you with that if you want to.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions? Who's raising your hand? Oh, yes.
Mute. Okay. Is there a way that I can send my iPhone photos to my MacBook computer?
Yes. So for me, my MacBook is under an email. Do you have an email connected to your MacBook?
Yes.
So what you can do is you could do the same process that we did for sharing a photo. So Amiel, can you go into the Photos app and try and share a photo? Goes into the Photos app and he clicks on Recent and he goes to share a photo.
Okay.
And he clicks on the picture, and the bottom left corner, again, he clicks the arrow to share the photo. Sorry, 1 second. Instead, do you remember how before when I went to share my photo, I typed in my like dad or daddy because that's who I wanted to share my photo with? So what you would do is if you want to share it with your computer is you would type in your email that your computer is connected to.
How do I do that?
So so if you see the share, you see the box with the arrow, and if you click on it, you see a messages.
Yeah, I brought it up and I don't have a computer. I could have AirDrop. Can I do that?
Yeah, you could click AirDrop and it could come, and one of the options could be your computer that comes up. But you have to have your computer open in front of you. It's open right
Okay.
now.
All right. Also, the computer has to have Bluetooth on in order for it to have an AirDrop.
Thank you.
Oh, it worked.
Yay, I'm so glad. So that's another way to use it. So
that could, because I have thousands on my, can you do a whole bunch at once?
yes. So you could do a whole bunch at once. Just if you do like 1,000 at a time, it just will take like a couple minutes to do. So yeah, you could do as many as you'd like. It just depending on how many you do, it may take fewer or long, like shorter or longer amounts of time.
And on my computer, does it put it in photos?
Yes, I think so. Once you hit accept on your computer, it'll open up in like a browser of photos, and I think you just have to save the photos.
Okay. I'm not sure.
No, it's okay.
No, it didn't come.
Did it come to your computer?
No, it didn't come as photos.
On your phone or on your computer?
Oh, gee, you're right. On my computer, I should check that.
So check on your computer.
Okay. In the library, right?
Yeah.
Nope, it's not there. I'll look at imports. It's not there.
Sorry, it goes to your Finder and you have to save it from Finder into your photos. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think.
Yeah, that's a problem because it comes in as icons, not as real photos.
So I think if you click on the icons, there's a way to save it if you right click on them.
Actually, it didn't come in as, no, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Let's see. Amiel or Jen, you have any other ideas?
I'm gonna try now and see if I can.
Okay, so we're gonna try it now for you. And if we're unable to answer your question actually on the Zoom, you can email us at Mittler Senior Tech.
Okay, thank you for your help. It's a start.
No problem. We'll try and do it, and if not, we'll hopefully get back to you. Does anyone else have any other questions before we finish up? Okay, so Amiel, we could go back to the slides.
Well, I just want to say that I sent myself these pictures, and if you look at this button here with the arrow going down in like a box, if you press download, it should be saved to your photos.
Yeah, so if you use text messages instead of AirDrop, it's easier to save the photos. So maybe try text messaging it to your computer and then saving it through messages.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, perfect. So just to kind of sum up what we did today, we focused on how to take photos on the Photos app. We went through all the different applications. We went through using Flash versus using live mode, how to see the picture that you've taken. and whether you're taking a picture of yourself or someone else, and also taking videos and some other fun things to use, such as slow-mo or panorama, which are not always as practical, but they're sometimes just fun to play with. And for a lot of these different settings, sometimes just playing with it is how you get used to it. Then we went over how to actually share the photos that you've taken, which there's a lot of different ways to do so, such as AirDrop that we were showing example before, and some of the easier ways such as messages or WhatsApp. And lastly, we went through organizing pictures. Once you actually take all the different pictures, how to put them into an album and how to really fully use the Photos app. So we tried to do our best to give almost like a broad and try and go into details as much as possible on how to use both of these apps. We know it's a lot of information at once. And one of the things that we would like urge or suggest you to do is to just play with both of these apps and have fun with it. Take pictures of random things. We're always here. You can email us if you have any questions, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So today, this class was a part of our season 6 of Miller Senior Technology. So it's actually year 6 of us teaching these classes and having all of these resources available, which is really exciting. So season 6 is from 2023 to next year, end of 2024. Okay, so other options that we have available besides these free live classes on Sunday are our flagship courses. So we have the basics course, which you can purchase for $75, and it's all 10 lessons, and you can purchase it by going to Miller Senior Technology/basics class. So we strongly urge you all to purchase these courses. We know it could be expensive, but it really covers all the basics, everything from A to Z that you need to know when like first getting an iPhone and how to use very basic things. Then if you feel that you understand how to use an iPhone, you understand the basics of a phone, then we have the advanced course that you could purchase, and this is $100 for all 10 lessons. And in order to purchase this class, you go to millersenior.technology/advanced class. And we strongly urge you guys to purchase these classes in addition to coming to these Sunday live classes, because these Sunday live classes are often just fun things that we go over that aren't necessarily the basics of using your cell phone. Okay, so something else that we're introducing for our season 6, which is really exciting, which is top 10. So this is where you can sign up to see our newest and coolest courses. There are 10 of them. And if you go to sign up today, you could go to millersenior.technology/top10. And this is where you can watch our like newest and most and coolest top 10 classes. Okay, another really cool thing that we have this year is our Tech Concierge program. So this is where you can email us 24/7 with any of your questions. They could be related to any of the basics classes. They could be related to a Sunday class, for example, something today that after the class you were playing around with photos or your camera app and you're like, wait, I don't really understand that. I need help. You can email us, and as soon as we can, we will respond to you and try and help you. And in order to get this service, it's $30 a month, and you can cancel it anytime. And you can subscribe now by going to millersenior.technology/concierge. And this is where you could send any of your questions, and we'll try and answer them as fast as possible. Okay, and a couple other things that we have had for a couple of years now that aren't as recent are our group classes, where we could come to your senior center, your nursing home, or your community center, where we could do an in-person or on Zoom class to everyone. We've done this in the past. Sometimes we go in person, sometimes it's online. And this is really where you can customize what class you want us to teach you. Another thing we have is a private lesson. So this would be one-on-one support in person or on Zoom. If you feel that just signing up for emailing us isn't enough and you really need some more help, this is a really great option. And lastly, what we have is if you follow us on any of our social media, it's Mittler Senior Tech. We do post Tech Tip Tuesdays. So you could join our email list and follow us on social media. And these are like free weekly clips on Tuesday afternoons with useful smartphone tips. So they range sometimes between like 1 and like 3 minutes. And they're just little snippets of little tricks about or little things about your iPhone that you may not know that don't really require a full class to teach, but they're just helpful and sometimes fun to just remind you guys that like we have resources for all of you to help like assist you better with this world of technology. Okay, and then if you'd like to support us, which we'd really appreciate, so you continue to do these live classes and we continue to offer our basics class and our advanced class and have all these services, is to purchase our classes or services, and you can contribute to our financial aid program or sponsor an upcoming live class or a Tech Tip Tuesday. And honestly, the thing that helps us the most is if you just spread the word, because we just want to educate as many seniors as possible. And one of the ways to do this is when you guys tell your friends or anyone that you know who could use any help. So again, if you want to sponsor a class, you go to mittlersenior.technology/sponsor, and to just look at everything that we have, you go to mittlerseniortech.technology and our site should come up. Thank you guys so much. Go to mittlerseniortech.com to see more information that I recently just discussed, our basics class, our advanced class, sponsoring us, and all of that fun stuff. And for more information, you could go to info@mittlerseniortech.com. And we hope you enjoyed today's class. We really appreciate you guys coming. We hope this was helpful, and please reach out, email us, purchase our classes, because we'll be eternally grateful. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Okay.